Hello, Leo. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. Let's find out what's going on with Leo and what does Leo need to know. Messages for Leo, please. First of all, we've got the Knight of Swords. Wow. The Nine of Wands. One more, a little context here. And the Knight of Pentacles. I feel like this is someone who is rushing in, who needs to express themselves, something that they have really been holding back and keeping to themselves, very guarded. There's an argument here as well. I feel like something's stopping you in your tracks. Let's get a little bit more interesting energy. It's like you're finding the strength within to endure. Oh, this is already flipped over. Yeah, this is something you're working on. You're really focused on your work. You're not open to argument right now. It's like you do not want to hear it at all. You're completely focused in a different direction, a new direction. There's a new source of income or a new project that you're working on, and you're completely focused on this, and you are not interested or open to hearing someone's criticism, argument. One more at the bottom. Yeah, you are serious and goal-oriented and completely focused. And I feel like you're also being very, oh, bottom of the deck, Queen of Swords. All right, so you're being very sort of unemotional, detached, disengaging, turning away from some kind of, argument. This is cold. This is like cold shoulder. This is two people who are being totally unemotional, aloof, emotionally aloof, closed off, guarded, like I said. All right, so basically, yeah, like you are not interested in having some kind of conversation. Wow, and this is really bothering somebody a lot, like a lot. Like this is causing problems because someone realizes that it's over between the two of you, or they're so worried about this. They're afraid of missing out. There's real fear of missing out here. There's a real tower conflict going on. This is someone who I think they're used to getting their way. Wow. They're so afraid, and they're trying to hold on to you. They're trying to control this situation. They're used to being able to manipulate you or something. Yeah, they're so confused by your behavior right now, and they want to fix things. They really do. They want to salvage or save the relationship. Yeah. They are going to try to they're going to try to give you something. They're going to try to make concessions, is what I'm hearing. All right, so I feel like you're, all right, let's wrap, this is pretty straightforward. Let's summarize though. Let's put a cap on this. Let's wrap this up. I just heard, let's wrap this up. I just didn't mean to say that, but that's what I heard. So basically, you're not interested in arguing or negotiating with somebody. And I feel like this is new and different behavior on your part. There is a very stern, serious person here who is just looking at a new opportunity, going in a new direction, a new source of income, a new job. It's very financial here as well. There's no cups. No cups at all. It's just I feel like somebody has insulted you for the last time. This is the straw that broke the camel's back. This is the last straw. And you are now 100% unrelenting, completely focused, relentlessly focused on a new job, building up your resources, your skills, putting your skills into practice and getting better at it and making money doing it. And I feel like they feel like they're losing control, and they're going to double down on fighting with you, or double down on trying to prove you wrong, double down on the fight, on the conflict. This is a big fight coming your way. Be ready for this if you're not already dealing with this person. This is someone that you're separated from. I'm seeing the King and Queen of Swords to me represents divorce. The divorced couple, the estranged, the separated. Her back is to him. She's looking in a different direction. But there is the Page of Swords, and so she's still watching him, still keeping an eye on him. She's like, I feel like she's spying on him. I don't know, looking into, she wants to talk about him, talk to him, negotiate, prove something, prove he's wrong, prove she's right, prove something. She's got something to prove. It just feels like that's her. There's a real fear of this thing blowing up in your face, or they're afraid of it blowing up in their face. Take it as it resonates, whatever side of this you're on. It's a general reading for Leo. If you'd like personal details, we could do a personal reading. You could email me for that. It just seems like someone feels trapped, stuck, anxious, overthinking, overanalyzing, can't relax, having a hard time sleeping because of this fight. It could be an internal conflict here, afraid of not having enough money, afraid of the future, trying to hold on to a sense of stability, trying to get the resources that you need. Something is blowing up in somebody's face, and they don't want to hear it. They don't want to deal with it. They're not interested. They are trying to liberate themselves from any kind of limitations, freeing themselves from limiting ideas, limiting behaviors, limiting attitudes, self-sabotaging behaviors as well. I feel like somebody is acting very childish, like out of control, fear, and, you know, fear and anxiety and anger, those are, they're trying to help us. Really, our anger is trying to help us. Our fear is trying to protect us. These are not emotions that we should demonize or disregard or repress. I feel like, I personally believe these are emotions that we should embrace and accept about ourselves, so that we don't let it control us. We can maintain self-control without having to resort to self-denial, because I don't think self-denial and repression lead to a greater sense of discipline and self-control. In fact, I think it makes us more volatile and more vulnerable to outbursts and misguided rage and misguided fear and misguided anger when we try to deny and repress. So I think it's better to acknowledge and accept those sides of ourselves, so that they don't get the better of us, so that they are above board and we can say, yeah, that's my temper. I get like that when I'm upset, and I'm doing my best to heal those wounds that I have. Somebody's wounded, and they're acting of a place of emotions that they tried to avoid. They try to avoid these emotions. They try to avoid the fear, the stress, the pain, whatever. They don't want to face it. It's bringing up a lot. So there's this intense back and forth, this confrontation that brings up a lot of maybe old emotions, old arguments resurfacing again, and it's becomes an obstacle. Like, this puts the brakes on something. Also, it's getting really dark in here, and I'm wondering if I should, like, light some candles in the middle of my reading? Should we light some candles in the middle of the reading? It's raining. We're having some crazy hailstorms today and thunderstorms and stuff here. So it's really dark. And I feel like that's actually appropriate for this reading because someone is in a really dark place in their mind. And I feel like what they are doing from a place of fear and suffering and anxiety is actually really not helpful at all. It's making things a lot harder than it has to be. And it's really causing more problems than it solves, because not only are they trying to avoid certain things that can't really be avoided, but it's like, okay, reality is hard enough, but then there is also the denial of reality on top of what's going on. And this denial, avoiding, outburst combination is seriously just compounding the suffering. It's not useful. It's not helpful. So someone's attitudes and behaviors in a situation that may be legitimately stressful, but the response is compounding the problem. So I see two people here. One person seems to be working on a new opportunity and going in another direction, and they will not be stopped. Nothing can get in this person's way. The person who is going in a new direction is 100% completely determined to go in the new direction and will not be stopped. They will not be denied. They will not be slowed down. Well, hold on. They are kind of being slowed down by this obstacle. This other person, the second person that I'm picking up on, is going to do everything they can to be an obstacle in the way because they don't want to let go. They don't want to allow this, or they don't want to lose a sense of control that they have. They don't want to lose what they consider to be their position of power, maybe. They're going to try to hold on to you. If you're the one that's going in the new direction, they're going to do everything they can to hold on to you, including sabotage, including everything that they can possibly think of. Manipulation, trying to breadcrumb you, trying to give you concessions, to make certain concessions with the Six of Pentacles is what I'm getting. It's like, oh, okay, now that I'm afraid that you're going to leave, I'm going to now give you just enough to try to get you to stay. Just enough to make it look like I'm changing. That's so manipulative. When somebody is not interested in, giving you what you need, or, you know what I mean? Like, if someone's not interested in meeting your needs, and you're like, okay, that's fine. I'm going to go elsewhere and get my needs met elsewhere. And then after they're afraid of you leaving, when they realize you're going to leave and go find someplace else to be, then they start to show interest in you. They're not interested in you. They never were. They're not interested in giving you what you need, and they never were. They're just being manipulative. That's what I'm picking up on here. So they don't want to face reality. It's too hard to deal with it, and you don't want to deal with them. So someone is stuck in this intense fight or flight mode. There may even be like panic attack associated with this, very heavy anxiety, not looking at the truth, not wanting to see the truth, not wanting to look at the future either. Like dark thoughts, ruminating in their dark thoughts about the future, afraid of the future, afraid of the past. Well, here's the thing, it's like afraid of the future and also bringing up the past and like throwing things in your face. I'm getting a lot of screaming and yelling. I'm getting a lot of harsh words. I'm getting a lot of insults, humiliate. This is terrible. This is just like someone pulling out all of the stops. If manipulation doesn't work, they're going to insult you. If insulting you doesn't work, they're going to breadcrumb you. If breadcrumbing you doesn't work, they're going to try to make concessions, right? You know what I mean? Like, they're just doing everything in their power to maintain the status quo whichever way that works for them, because it's like they want to keep things just as they are. They want to keep you where you are, and they don't want to let go of some kind of, I don't know, position of authority. You know, it's like they're not a generous person. And I don't even think they're acting very intelligently at all right now. So someone is just like, that's it. I'm going in a new direction. I'm totally serious. You're not going to stop me. And this person's like, okay, well, I'm going to do everything that I can to stop you. And it's not going to stop you, but it is going to slow you down. And it is going to make it harder than it has to be. They need to relax and trust life a little bit. Somebody needs to let go of control. The need to control the situation is actually making things 10 times worse. If they could just relax and chill and just have like a cool, calm, collected attitude about this, I feel like half the problem wouldn't even exist in the first place. There wouldn't even be half of a problem here. There may still be issues, but like at least 50% of the problem here is the way that someone is reacting to the problem. It's not working out at all. Someone is just like so fed up and done. Okay, so you have the right to express yourself openly and honestly. Your needs are valid and legitimate. Your feelings are valid and legitimate. You have the right to express your creativity in your life and in your choices, to follow your life impulses, and to be open and honest about who you truly are and what you need. To be authentic in your work and in your life. And your only obligation is to be true to yourself. Be true to yourself and trust your clear perceptions about the situation, about your desires, your intentions, your life purpose, your work, your creativity, whatever it is. You are lovable, by the way. Someone's feeling very isolated, alone, and unlovable, unloved. Probably because you're being manipulated and abused. Honestly, that's what I'm seeing here. I'm sorry. This is a dark one today, and I really apologize for that. This might not resonate with everybody. Of course, you know, only take what resonates for you. Leave the rest for whoever this is really meant for. But yeah, I mean, you're feeling unloved and isolated, and you are lovable. You need to know that you are lovable, that you deserve love and light and happiness in your life. That you are lovable just the way that you are, because you are the way that you are. And this situation does not define you. So there's a need to visualize a positive outcome here, to be a little bit more optimistic, to invite the positive into your life, and to allow for these changes to take place, because I do see that this is a change for the better. Ultimately, you will become successful, you will rise up, and you will solve this problem one step at a time. But you need a quiet, peaceful place. You need a tranquil environment where you can just concentrate on your work. You may want to just keep a lot of this to yourself. You might not want to share all of your ideas. Acceptance is the answer here. Accepting that this is happening, that this is over. Acceptance is the answer. Yeah. And perfectly imperfect timing at the same time. So, wow. The more you practice and put your skills to work, the better you're going to get at this, whatever this new opportunity, this new course of study. You may be studying something. You may be working on something here, quietly, focused, maybe not talking a lot about this, maybe keeping a lot of it to yourself. You're very serious about this, but you're working on it. You're maybe new at it. You might be new. This might be something new, but you have a lot of intelligence to bring to the table. You bring a lot to this. So even though you may be kind of inexperienced at doing this new thing, you bring a wealth of knowledge and intelligence that you can apply to the situation. So I see you getting really good at it and being successful at what you do and making money off of this in the long run. It may be slow and steady, but you win the race. And this obstruction is not going to stop you at all. Oh my God. Seriously, 7 of Wands here. Can't make this up. Like, you have to push forward on this. You have an upper hand, by the way. There you go. Visualizing your ultimate success. What does success look like for you? You have a plan for the future here. You have an opportunity. You're planning on it. You have a vision. You have the energy to get it done. You also have like a moral high ground. You have the advantage here. And you have a lot of, like I said before as well, intelligence and lessons learned that you can bring to bear on this current situation. Don't let somebody drag you down and drag you into low vibrational bullshit arguments that are not worth it. It's not worthy of your time. It's not worthy of your energy. It's just a distraction. Do not give it any more attention or energy than it absolutely requires of you. It doesn't deserve your attention at all. It may require some kind of response. So making sure that you're being responsive without being reactive, that you don't allow emotions to get the better of you. Maintaining a certain level of inner peace, dignity, and integrity as you deal with this is only going to help, because I see an argument that it's not worth winning. Because even if you were to win this argument, winning this fight would be a net negative, because it would cost you so much time and effort to win, maybe even money. Like, it's not worth it. The juice is not worth the squeeze. All right? That's what I'm getting. So I feel like you're pushing through this and you're accepting the consequences of the outcome here, which actually is going to be good for you. Also, there's a lover. There's a new relationship, maybe. There's a new love. Yeah, you're traveling in the direction of a much more stable, loving, emotionally tranquil, peaceful environment. You may end up being... Okay, look, I can't keep digging. I've got to... Here's the answer. Is you are not going to be wasting time and energy on relationships that lack a deeper purpose, and there's no deeper meaning or purpose to this relationship. It's not worth it. It's superficial, or it's not deep and meaningful enough for you to continue to try to fight for something that just is not working out. If the relationship is not on your path, you're not going to come off of your path to participate in it. Not the Hermit. I saw the Hermit card. I saw the Six of Swords. It's like you're traveling, you're going in the direction of a better future for yourself, whether you're alone or you're sharing your time and space and energy with people who are meaningful and important to you. I do see for some there is a new relationship in the future. Perhaps you're single for a while, or you're alone for a while, and then eventually you meet someone new. For others, I see that being alone is preferable to being in whatever this is. Maybe you're working from home, working for yourself. Maybe you become your own boss. Maybe this is about a relationship and it's like you're fighting over money and you are better off alone, being single or whatever. But I'm just getting like, the Hermit is not necessarily alone all the time. It's just someone who is, okay, I'm getting two things. You are withdrawing your energy from a situation. You're taking a step away from it. You're gaining clarity and gaining wisdom. You may be spending time in introspection, soul searching, thinking about the direction you're going in. You obviously have a vision for the future and a plan to push forward, to move forward, regardless of the consequences, despite the consequences. And it's like you don't need to control the outcome so much as direct your energy towards your vision. And you're not going to stop until you get there. And then I'm seeing also with that Hermit card, it's like you're not interested in, I think I already said, didn't I already say this? I'm sorry, I don't mean to repeat myself, but it's just one last thing. It's like you're not interested in relationships with people that don't understand you, that don't share your same values, that are not sharing the same kind of spiritual journey that you are, and whose behavior and attitudes are evidence enough, right? The fact that they could behave this way towards you is all the proof that you need that this is not the relationship for you. The pain is the closure here. The juice is not worth the squeeze. I get, you get what I'm trying to say, right? It's like, I'm not going to waste my time with relationships that don't matter to me, that do nothing but cause problems, or something like that. I need to read from the book real quick. 2505. Oh, 6 on the clock. There's just one thing that I feel like I'm misremembering, or I'm not articulating it as well as, yeah, resting in your own center is so important. So there's just one thing. The hermit enters only into those relationships which offer union of deeper levels. If this is not possible, the hermit prefers to remain alone. And something like heeding your inner wisdom and gather together with other people who will be supportive on the shared path. The goal of this path is to find the inner voice and learn to listen to it. Discovering your inner guide and becoming well acquainted with your own inner healer. So don't concern yourself with people who don't understand you. And resolve and bring to completion any sort of unresolved situations or relationships in your life. Because you want to, whoever embarks on the search for the internal light must not be encumbered by unresolved conflicts. Accounts must be settled. Yeah, that's basically this reading today. Settling accounts, resolving any unresolved conflicts or situations, only gathering together with people who are supportive on the shared path, and choosing to remain alone rather than getting involved in meaningless relationships. Or what was it that it said? I'm sorry. I like what this says. I want to read it again. This is, I think, the message. This feels important right now. Union of deeper love. That's what it is. It's like entering into only those relationships which offer union of deeper levels. So I do see we have the Page of Cups, Wheel of Fortune, the Empress, the Two of Cups, like underneath this tower, this judgment, like realizing that you're being called elsewhere because there's a union of a deeper level. And if this is not possible, then you'd prefer to remain alone. That's the message. Accounts must be settled. The juice is not worth the squeeze. If it's not a union of a deeper level, you'd prefer to remain alone. If you're not going to be with someone who's supportive on the shared path, discovering the inner voice and, you know, becoming acquainted with the inner guides and the inner healer, like this person's not, whoever this is you're dealing with is obviously not on the path to, you know, inner guidance and healing and all those beautiful spiritual things that we really care about. So they just don't get it. They don't understand why you're doing this or what it is that you really need. They don't get it. And so, yeah, maybe that's why, like, they're not interested in you in that way. They're not interested in giving you what you need. Not really. It's only when you start to pull away and get serious about working on a new opportunity and going in your own direction that they start to get like, oh no, and start to give concessions and make concessions to what they think you need, their idea of what it is that you need. And I don't even think they really understand. I don't even think that their gesture is working on you anymore. Maybe in the past it would have, but it's not working. Their tactics are just not working anymore. It's failing. They feel defeated. They feel defeated. Yeah, they feel like something's, and they're so worried. All right, we already said that. So there's a lot of conflict, a lot of strife, a lot of friction, but you're going in the direction of a new opportunity. You will be successful. Hold your vision. Maintain that, you know, self-discipline, and don't let them drag you down into a low vibrational bullshit argument. Resolve any unresolved conflicts, settle your accounts, and yeah, don't enter into any relationships that don't offer the deeper union. I guess that's the advice. Yeah, that seems to be the advice today. Okay, that's what I've got for you today, Leo. Wow, heavy energy, really conflicted. A lot of friction here. Okay. Well, I hope this was helpful. I hope it was of service to you. If you enjoyed this and you'd like a personal reading, my email's in the description box below. You can email me. I'll let you know how it works. You let me know what you need. But in any case, I just want to say thank you so much for joining me today, and I'll see you in the next one, okay? Bye.